Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elmo, and today we're going to be going through my game 37 team selection. We all know it's a double game week, and as you can read from the title of the video and the thumbnail, I'm going to be activating my bench boost. Before we get into the team selection, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and also make sure you leave a like. Aiming to get 600 subscribers before the end of the season, so make sure you hit that sub button. And without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, we can go on to my game 36 team review, how we performed. We managed to score 102 points, taking my overall points to 2,297, and a huge green arrow from 104,000 to 89,000, which is really, really good. Maybe we can still push that top 50k, but I think now it's going to be impossible. But with a bench boost, hope it is going to be possible. So game 36 is how we lined up. Had Ederson in goal, 2 points. Man City just never keep clean sheets, which is very weird considering they have a good defense and have a very good team. Then you had Romero, who came on for Maguire, but they conceded 4 goals against Chelsea, was it? Yeah, so Romero 0 points. Gabriel picking up a clean sheet against Bournemouth, 7 points. Then you had Dan Burn conceding late on for 2 points. Then you had Son, who scored a goal against Liverpool, 7 points. It was against Liverpool, sorry. So Son 7 points. Then you had Foden with 5 points, picking up an assist. Then you had Palmer getting 2 assists, I think, so 8 points for him. Gordon with an assist as well, 6 points. Then you had Jackson with 2 goals, 16 points. Isaac a goal, 7 points. Then Haaland, who stole the show, scoring 4 points. Scoring 4 goals and 42 points. Then you had Petrovic on the bench, 6 points, picking up a clean sheet at Chelsea. Then you had Bruno, Maguire, and Van Hecke all scoring 0 points because they were out injured. So in overall, a very good team performance for game 36, and hope for game 37 can be able to replicate something similar and push towards that top 50k. So now let's look at what game 37 has in store for us. So for game 37, we know that according to my team, Van Hecke and Maguire are going to be out, and I want to have the maximum number of double games, but it will not be possible because two players are injured. If only one player was injured, it could have been possible. So these are the transfers I'm thinking of doing to be able to achieve 14 out of 15. But note this is not the final selection because I might make some changes before the deadline. But for now, these are the transfers I'm thinking of doing. So we have Bruno over there. I know he's been cleared to be fit for 37, but I just think United have been very poor. I don't think United are going to win any of their remaining three fixtures, and they're also going to lose the final. I think it's going to be a terrible end of the season. So yeah, so I think it's only right to remove the United players. So I'm going to go from Bruno to Richarlison. I just think Spurs have the one of the easiest fixtures on paper once you remove the Man City fixture because they still have Burnley and Sheffield to go. Richarlison has been looking good when he's coming off the bench. He looked really good against Liverpool. He scored a goal as well, and he just looked really sharp. So I think he's going to start against Burnley and Man City. That's where one transfer I'm thinking of doing. Let's look at some of the other transfers as well. So the other transfer I'm thinking of doing is Maguire to Wan-Bissaka. I think just because I already have the maximum number of players from the other doubling fixtures apart from obviously Brighton, but I have the maximum of the others. So it's really right to go from Maguire to Wan-Bissaka, and of course I can go for a double game week player, which is something I've thought of because we have Brentwaite, who looks really decent, and also we have Mitchell from Crystal Palace, who also looks really good. So those are the other two I'm thinking about. But for now, I'm going for Maguire. I mean, Wan-Bissaka just because of that double game week. So let's look at the final transfer. And so the third and final transfer I'm thinking of doing, this will cost me -4, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Is Van Hecke to Louis Dunk. Just think people are underestimating Brighton a little bit. Now they have tough fixtures in Newcastle and Chelsea, but I think Brighton they looked very good defensively against Aston Villa. You know that can be able to replicate that against Newcastle and Chelsea, and also we all know Dunk is a dangerous player from set pieces. He's also on a short free kick, so you never know. This might be the day he scores a free kick and a header in the same match or in spread across the two matches. So yeah, I'm going to be going for a slight differential in there in Lewis Dunk. I hope that he's going to be able to perform and keep a clean sheet in one of the fixtures. So that's the transfer I'm thinking of doing. With those transfers in mind, let's look at the team. So this is how the team is going to be looking like. And before we get into the team, I usually post TikToks and Reels on TikTok and Instagram, and also here on YouTube. So you can go check me out on my other socials. Links are down in the description. And next season, I'm going to start going live on TikTok as well. So you don't want to miss that out. I'm going to be doing some maybe some deadline streams over there. I'll have to set it up, but I'm going to be doing there. So links are down in the description. Make sure you go check me out over there. So in goal we have Petrovic against Nottingham Forest and Brighton. He did keep a clean sheet against West Ham, which was really good and impressive. He looks really good. So that against Nottingham and Brighton, he can be able to replicate that and get a back-to-back clean sheets. Then we have Lewis Dunk, as I've mentioned, in the transfer consideration. Helps out people able to get a goal. You know the fixtures and maybe a cheeky clean sheet as well. Then you have Dan Burn against Brighton and United. Brighton maybe might get a clean sheet because they don't score a lot of goals as well. But United, a clean sheet is very possible. But with Bruno back, I don't think it's going to be straightforward. Straightforward clean sheet. As it would have been without Bruno, but I think they can still be able to keep a clean sheet in that fixture and maybe score a goal from a set piece as well. Then you have one Bissaka in there. Bissaka doesn't offer any attacking threat, but sometimes he manages to get an assist here and there. And I hope that against Arsenal and Newcastle can be able to do something. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet, but maybe they might be able to sneak in a goal or something like that. And I hope that when Bissaka will be involved in those attacking in the attacking threats. So that's the defense. Let's look at the midfield. So this is how the midfield is going to be looking like. You're going to be having Richarlison in there against Burnley and Man City. I think they're going to win the Burnley fixture, and I hope Richarlison is going to be involved. I'm not so sure about the Man City one because Man City are of course going for the league, but he must be able to still get an attacking return, and I thought he's going to be able to do that since Man City tend not to keep a lot of clean sheets. And then we have Foden against Fulham and Spurs. Just hope that he's going to be able to start both fixtures and perform in both fixtures. He's been informed this season. Maybe Young Player of the Year shouts, but we'll have to wait and see. But I think Foden is going to perform. He's been performing really well. And then we have Gordon against Brighton and Manchester United. Brighton, as I've mentioned, don't tend to keep out of clean sheets, and Manchester United consider a lot of goals. And Gordon has been informed that left wing position, so I'm sure he's going to be able to perform still, and I hope that he's going to be able to perform really well as well. Then we have Palmer against Nottingham Forest and Brighton. Palmer has been informed. Also, young player of the year shouts. It is interesting because he's just 3 goals behind Haaland at the moment. So I think that's impressive, and I hope that he's going to be able to perform against Nottingham Forest and Brighton. And I know they're both away fixtures, so it's going to be a little bit tough, but I hope that they're going to be able to perform and come back with the result. So that's the midfield. Now let's look at the forwards. So now we can look at the forwards. You're going to be having Jackson in there. Jackson has been in form in the last 3 fixtures. I think he scored 4 goals or something like that. So that against Nottingham Forest, who don't keep a lot of clean sheet, is going to be able to perform. And also against Brighton, is going to be able to perform. Then you have Isaac in there. The only problem with Isaac at the moment is Wilson being in the team. He's still on penalties, as we saw in the last game. Although he missed, he's still on penalties. But now we have Isaac Wilson back, so it's going to be a little bit of conflict on the distribution of goals. Before Wilson was back, it was just Isaac scoring the goals. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play with each other in that fixture against Brighton and United, because Isaac looked like he was pushed a little bit to the left, and Gordon went to the right, and Wilson was the center forward. So it's going to be interesting to see the distribution of goals in the next fixtures. Then we have Haaland, who's going to be the captain. I know they play both away fixtures. It will be easier to go for maybe someone like Richarlison or Son, because they have a double game week at both at home. But for now, it's going to be on Haaland against Fulham and Spurs. I know that is going to be able to perform. Now let's look at the bench, because I'm going to be bench boosting. So at least now you can see. Now let's look at the bench. So this is the bench I'm going to be bench boosting with. I'm going to be having Ederson in there. I don't want to don't keep a lot of clean sheets, and maybe it's easier to go for a goalkeeper transfer instead, and instead of keep Bruno in the team. But for now, we're going to have Ederson in there against Fulham and Spurs, and then we have Son against Burnley and Man City. You know, he scored against Liverpool, but he did not look great at all. But he still managed to play really well, and I hope that he's going to be able to perform against Burnley and Man City, which is one of his best places to play. Then we have Romero in there. Just hope for a clean sheet in all the fixtures. Maybe a goal like the one he scored against Arsenal, just a strong performance like that. Then finishing off the team, we're going to be having the only one game week player is going to be Gabriel against Manchester United. Of course, a clean sheet is very possible since United have been poor in front of goal as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to keep a clean sheet. But it's going to be a hard fixture for Arsenal. But I'll take a nil-nil for Wan-Bissaka and Gabriel to get the clean sheet points. And yeah, hope that's going to happen, so that we'll both keep clean sheets. So that's the team for game week 37. Looks really good team. The bench boost will be active, as I've mentioned many times in this video. And yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. If you managed to reach this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. Still have one more game week to go, and I will be here for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.